Forsaken is currently one of the most popular games on the entire platform of Roblox, gaining over 140 million visits in the past few months since it released. However, the developer actually is hiding some dark secrets in their closet, and they just responded to all of these massive allegations. And so in this video, I'm going to be basically explaining all this drama and also going through their response and giving you guys information on what exactly is happening with the developer of Forsaken. Real quick, could you make sure to like this video and subscribe if you guys want to stay informed on drama like this? But either way, let's get right into it because this is pretty huge. So to start off, for those who do not know, Forsaken is basically a survive the killer type game where one player is a killer chasing all the other players who have to hide, do different things to survive the round and win. The game became very successful upon its launch because it was made very well, had some amazing graphics, amazing characters, and was a very original looking game. The game still consistently pulls tens of thousands of players and is doing extremely well, especially for the developer Souldrivenlove. However, it turns out that Souldrivenlove is in a lot of controversy and has been exposed for some pretty horrible things. By the way, please take everything in this video with a grain of salt. When anything like that is like an alleged anything like that, a lot of it comes from people that are biased and also like maybe not even good people themselves, but mainly I made sure to try to include all the important information that's the main allegation. Basically, very recently there was a person who released a document about Souldrivenlove exposing them for being someone in the past called Robotic Developer. If you know that name, you may know the drama that was associated with them just about a year or two ago. Now, Robotic Developer was an extremely skilled developer who made a game called Friday Night Bloxin, and if you actually look at Souldrivenlove's profile, it says they were also the founder and owner of Friday Night Bloxin, which means they are the same person. In this document that exposed Souldrivenlove, they explained a ton of allegations about things that Robotic Developer had done, who Robotic Developer had been exposed for in the past. Many videos were made on Robotic Developer about 2 years ago, and then Robotic Developer basically quit the internet and vanished, and most people thought they were gone forever. However, it seems like Robotic Developer, now known as Souldrivenlove, came back on a brand new account to try to dodge the allegations, or change to a new identity to try to avoid them or move on from them. Under this account, they released a game called Forsaken. However, people realized the connection to the old identity, and that is where we get to where we are today. In this document that exposed Forsaken's developer, Souldrivenlove, they basically explained all the allegations that were levied against Robotic Developer from just a few years ago, ranging from many different things including doxing and some horrible things that are absolutely disgusting. And this document became extremely popular and was spread all over Twitter, with many people talking about this drama, saying they didn't support Souldrivenlove anymore and all those things. Now, I'm not going to go too in depth at what this document says, but it basically explains some pretty horrible things that Soul did about 3 to 4 years ago, with some more recent stuff as well, but most of it was a long time ago when Soul was about 13 to 14 years old. Now, I do want to mention, and I want to take into account, that Souldrivenlove was about 13 or 14 when most of the main allegations were a thing, and I know myself I made a lot of mistakes when I was younger, so I don't entirely blame Souldrivenlove. I mean, the things were still horribly bad, but a lot of people do dumb things as kids, but still these allegations were pretty massive, and it seemed like Robotic Developer had not responded that much, and it seems like people were really trying to bring this up to try to get at Souldrivenlove. Souldrivenlove actually responded to these allegations in a document that is now deleted. In this document, Souldrivenlove says, "Hi, Souldrivenlove here, not really a fan of being dragged into stuff I don't want to be a part to because I don't really enjoy fueling such hate like this, but I guess I have to respond to someone since people think I'm the type to push someone to and harass people for a year and whatnot." This was done in about November when a massive Twitter thread along with that document was released by a person named Parlo. Now, Parlo is a programmer who has basically vanished since the drama, but they became extremely popular and well known for this thread that they wrote about Souldrivenlove. But basically after this response and everything happened, Parlo basically quieted down and moved on, I think quit the internet, and Soul continued to be under this new identity, Souldrivenlove. However, very recently another document was released by someone who I'm not exactly sure who they were, talking about how Souldrivenlove had basically gotten away with the allegations. They were explaining the things that Souldrivenlove had done, and this document became extremely popular yet again. This was the second time that Souldrivenlove had been exposed on this brand new account for being this Robotic Developer person. However, in this new document, it included more than just the allegations from a few years ago. It included more allegations from very recently. Now as well, I'm not going to go too in depth in this document, but basically there were some recent things like them supporting like Roblox condos. If you know what they are, you know, but they're basically inappropriate games that break TOS, and one of the allegations was that they were supporting them, and there's some pretty major things that they did that they were exposed for. However, again, for the second time, Souldrivenlove made a response. They say, "There's been a lot of controversy about me circulating around Twitter as of late. I've been intentionally neglecting it all because I've been in contact with a few popular Roblox controversy YouTubers to help them with videos covering everything about my old and current controversies, notably Parlo, and to debunk all the egregious misinformation surrounding my name." However, in this 51-page document that they released, they tried to respond to every single thing that they had been exposed for. It involved things like them adding a character of a real-life criminal that is a really horrible person who is literally like in jail right now. They added this character to their game, and they were actually exposed for that, which they in fact responded to, saying things that his addition as an NPC was meant to be nothing more than a temporary inside joke, and admitting that they were adding a character of a person who was literally in jail for attempted murder into their game, which was a very dumb idea. But this response was fairly negatively taken by the internet, as many people had thought this was a very bad response, and Souldrivenlove continued to get more and more hate, which resulted in Souldrivenlove wiping their Twitter profile entirely. They deleted everything they had posted, even privating the document. The only reason I can get screenshots of it is because of a web archive of it. However, the document is entirely private. So I'm not going to go too in depth into like what the document says and what the responses are, just because they literally privated it. And there's probably a reason why, but now actually cut to about like very recently. Now Souldrivenlove's tweets have gotten pretty dark, posting things like them saying, "You wanted to ruin my life, you did it, you got it, you won. What more do you want, man? What else?" Even worse, a person named Nico posted a document from their partner's POV, which went through the context of Souldrivenlove and them, and the immense amount of harassment that Souldrivenlove did with their friends directed at this person. Now this drama got really complex. However, the document that was originally made and the Twitter account that posted it has been deleted, which is very suspicious honestly to these allegations. And I think that Souldrivenlove's response to this was very interesting, which I'm going to be explaining just in a second. But it was very weird this document was deleted and the Twitter account that posted it a little bit after Soul responded, which makes me think that they didn't really want to stand on business, aka, you know, their document and the information might have been pretty forged. So any allegations I say here as per usual are, you know, completely alleged. A lot of these people that are saying things about Soul are also pretty messed up people, and it seems like they're not innocent either. This document is approximately 36 pages long, showing things of DMs, explaining all their allegations, and some pretty major things. There is a lot of heavy proof of this Souldrivenlove person not being very good of a person, making a lot of horrible things all throughout the past 3 to 4 years. It's actually a ton to go through, so I'm going to link a couple of the documents in the description. Do be warned that this stuff has a lot of pretty like horrible things. Please be like mentally ready. Like if you don't want to read it, you don't have to. But this document released a little bit after Parlo's video. Now in Parlo's video, Souldrivenlove does give a call response responding to all the allegations, and also released a third document. Yes, Souldrivenlove released another document, saying in their tweet, "I wanted to wait until it was a time where none of this was going on so that I wouldn't be met with any kind of support, because frankly, I do not think I deserve support for what I did to you when I was 15. But if you insist, then I'll talk about it right now." This was quote tweeting a tweet saying, "I didn't want to have to bring this public, and I absolutely didn't want it to be at a time like this, but you are still lying and refusing to fully acknowledge your actions just because you aren't getting backlash for it." In this next document called OK, Souldrivenlove says, "If you want me to include everything, then I'll include everything for you." This document is 21 pages long, again, of screenshots and proof of all the things and their connections, mentioning things like when they would like mess with and make fun of Robotic, aka Soul, at really bad times for them. And it seems like there was a lot of issues, and my honest opinion and my thoughts on the main thing of this is that there are a lot of people that had very bad connections and relationships with each other. They treated each other horribly. They did horrible things to each other. And it seems like everyone in the scenario has bad proof on everyone else. Like, it's genuinely hard to follow all of this and really take a side, because each drama is totally different. There's so many allegations coming from each and every side. Like this thing about this mod having NSFW art versus the other person being like absolutely like disgusting and horrible and like harassing someone as they were in a horrible time, and then vice versa. You know, like it gets really complicated, and it's very hard for me as a person to like choose what side I want to support. Mainly, it is entirely up to you as a viewer to judge all this stuff. Again, I'm going to link the documents in the description. If some of the documents in the description vanish, it means they've deleted them, which honestly will mean there may be more drama after this. But I really hope this stuff just like ends, because it is clearly not good for the mental health of these people, especially Souldrivenlove. Even if Souldrivenlove was a bad person in the past, it's continuing to get worse and worse, and I genuinely feel empathetic for everyone involved, really, like that these people are having to go through this. There's a lot of people, I think, that are using this drama to try to get at Souldrivenlove for things that maybe they didn't even do, or push fake allegations, and it's hard to tell what is true and what isn't. There is a ton of proof for a lot of things, and so I'm honestly gonna have to personally say that Souldrivenlove is really like a person with a lot of messed up mistakes. They've done a lot of bad things over the past few years, and I genuinely think that Souldrivenlove needs to step back like from the internet as a whole to spend time becoming a better person, because what it seems like is ever since this person got exposed as robotic developer, they have still been continuing the same pattern of bad things over their time. Now again, most of these responses and documents will be linked in the description, whichever ones I like still have access to that haven't been deleted. If you guys would like, please do comment down below what you guys think of this drama, for those people that have like researched into it and figured out stuff. Honestly, if I was in Souldrivenlove's position, I would probably just have one main response to pretty much all the allegations, leave it at that, and basically log off the internet for a little while just to focus on becoming a better person, figuring out what your actual like genuine mistakes are. Obviously, like in my opinion, the argument of something being old is not 100% a way to say that like it's okay now, or say that they like, you know, are a better person now. But when something is from like 4 or 5 years ago, maybe I can understand. Either way, I would like you guys to please think about this, comment down below what you guys think about this. And also, by the way, do not send hate to anyone who mentioned this video. I actually already feel so horrible for these people, because they're getting so much hate. They're getting harassed IRL and stuff like that. Nobody deserves that. That's not deserved by anyone. So do not spread hate and harassment to these people. Just leave them alone. Make your opinions, whatever, but just like, you know, don't try to like go messy with these people. Don't try to talk to them and give them attention or whatever. Just make sure you're being a good person. You know, you don't want to just be like spreading harassment and hate. I don't support that. Don't condone that in the slightest. Also, as I was editing this video, Souldrivenlove released basically the final magnum opus, the main response that they have that basically covers as much as they can. This is one big Discord message, which I'll show on screen right now if you guys want to pause and read that. But honestly, this response is this is pretty good in my opinion. It is a very like in-depth response. I think it is a pretty great one. I hope everyone involved can move on, become better people, work on their mental health, you know, become happier and stuff like that, and hopefully move on from these, you know, troubling times in their history. Either way, it's going to be it, and take care.